This content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no
a
one.
second.
No.
When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin vs. the World. I'm SeptumSin. Well, it's been a pretty long journey so far. We are on part 4 of our TV Stroll, which is pretty cool, really. So let's go ahead and start taking a look and find out what we have on TV. The first of my 10 titles is going to be Constantine, the complete series. This ran for about, one season, which is kind of sad because I really liked the way this actor portrayed the character. I thought it was a pretty cool series, a relatively dark series, but alas, you know. But let's see if we'll just read the back here. Based on the widely popular comic book character from DC Comics, seasoned demon hunter and master of the occult, John Constantine, played by Matt Ryan, is armed with a ferocious knowledge of the dark arts and a wickedly naughty wit. He fights the good fight, or at least he did, with his soul already damned to hell. He's decided to abandon his campaign against evil until a series of events thrusts him back into the fray. And he'll do whatever it takes to protect the innocent. With the balance of good and evil on the line, Constantine will use his skills to travel the country, find the supernatural terrors that threaten our world, and then send them back to where they belong. After that, who knows? Maybe there's hope for him and his soul after all. Also starring Angelica Ciala as Zed, Charles Halford as Cass, and Harold Perrineau as Manny. We have trailers, Constantine on set, 2014 Comic-Con panel, Q&A with cast and creators, and DC Comics Night at Comic-Con 2014. Like I say, this is a shame that this series didn't continue on. I really enjoyed it. It's probably one of my favorites of the DC series, the Arrowverse. But if you like Constantine, he does appear in other series within there. And there is an animated movie that takes place in that universe. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so next up is one that many of us on this channel appreciate because, well, we try to emulate this individual, and that is the Critic. I really love this show. I keep forgetting how old this show actually is. I mean, this is what, 90s? But as you can see, it's pretty cool. I like the way they have it done. They even have little bubbles that you can see that they talk about. That they have little phrases like "talk about overusing a catchphrase" or "Hey, I didn't come here for a free meal," you know, that sort of thing. Let's see, so that's the little booklet that comes with. As you can see, it also has series like Dilbert, Live Action, Tick, King of Queens, but this is your episode summary, which is nice. I like having episode summaries with these because just it gives you an idea. So I really love this set. I'm glad they put it together because it is a really complete picture of the series. But let's take a gander. From the producers of The Simpsons comes a hilarious animated sitcom about Jay, a New York movie critic and cable television host. Pudgy and balding, Jay is not a well-liked man. His unsympathetic boss makes his life miserable, his ex-wife hates him, his adoptive parents already barely tolerate him, and even the makeup lady treats him with disgust. Fortunately for Jay, he has his 11-year-old son, Marty, and one very unlikely friend, Jeremy Hawk, the Australian film hunk. Of course, he was basically he was Paul Hogan at the time, because Crocodile Dundee was still fairly popular at that time. Jon Lovitz provides Jay's distinctive voice as a single father who searches for happiness while satirizing life and movies in this irrelevant comedy. Let's see. Disc 1 has the first 8 episodes. Disc 2 through 13 and 1 through 3 of Season 2. Disc 3 contains episodes 4 through 10 and from Season 2. But that's not all that this has on it. I'm surprised it does not detail that on the back, because this also includes the online series that came a little bit after. So there was an original online series as bonuses, so that's kind of cool. This is worthwhile having if you enjoy movies and just entertainment in general of any type. This is kind of a love letter to that. It is a shame it never really completed. He did actually have a guest star appearance in The Simpsons, which was kind of cool. Alright, so we're going to just put it like that. Alright. So here's one question for you audience members, especially if you check out in the comments. Kind of proves that you're watching this. So, in this, when you're stacking it up, and my stuff faces that way, so if you were to put it up on the shelf, it would go like this. Would be the one that you'd want necessarily facing out, because this is how it is. But as you can see, it's the back that faces where normally something like Constantine would be facing forward. So would you put it with this section standing out, or this section standing out with the front being, well, prominent? I'm just curious how y'all do it. Alright, next up, a favorite. Got it for $10, which is nice, and that is Daria, the complete animated series. So many of you might be too young to remember Daria, but it was a fun series. It was filled with the 90s angst that I guess many of us had back in those days. A little letter from Daria. It says, "Dear beloved consumer, finally the complete Daria in an officially sanctioned box set. It's the answer to every Die Hard fan's dreams, which, given the makeup of the Die Hard Daria fandom, means it's an opportunity for them to kick off a raging, decades-long debate over the collection's merits. By extension, each other's validity as human beings. So let's answer the big question right away. 99% of the music has been changed because the cost of licensing the mini music bytes we used would have made it impossible to release this collection, and for many years did. So no, these aren't the shows as aired, but more like those astronauts in a Twilight Zone episode who returned from space and his wife can't figure out what's changed about him until it slowly dawns on her that instead of a cool song from 1997 playing when he walks into the room, it's some tune she's never heard of. Yeah, it's just like that. To put it bluntly, replacing the music had to be done. Thus, that means this box set is compromised? Season 1 Daria would have said yes. Season 5 Daria would have said, shut up and pass the remote. let the raging begin. What this collection does have is all the episodes in the highest quality, most complete versions that could be found. The 2 movies, extras like Sealed with a Kick, Animatic the Freakin' Friends video and the Daria Day intros, interviews with some, but by no means all of the people who contributed to making the show so much fun to create and watch, and a bunch of other things of interest to the uber fan, casual fans, and Daria's first-timers can ignore. Well, and Daria first-timers, they can just ignore the extras. There will be no quiz. Finally, thanks to the people at MTV Home Entertainment who worked so long and hard to dig up and assemble the elements necessary for this package. I'm looking forward to watching these shows again, and I hope you are too. The show creator. So let's take a look at the disc art. So that's disc 1. Is it disc 2 and 3? 4 and 5. 6 and 7, and then the last one. So the people of Lonsdale just don't get Daria Morgendorfer. She's cool with that. See, Daria was born alienated, and now she's just trying to make it through high school with little human contact as possible. Popularity, friends, activities, whatever. Daria lacks enthusiasm, but she makes up for it in sarcasm. Yeah, the hero of my generation. Special features: the pilot episode, Sealed with a Kick, Mystic Spiral music video, Freakin' Friends, Daria Day intros, Top 10 video countdown hosted by Daria and Jane, Never Before Seen, Mystic Spiral spin-off script, cast and crew interviews. So yeah, and of course you have the movies Is It Fall Yet and Is It College Yet? So really it is the complete story. I enjoyed this. I only watched a couple of episodes of Daria when I was at that age, but I was familiar. I mean, it was hard not to be familiar. I mean, we are essentially the MTV generation after all. I know. I feel old. So this one is one that is my wife's, and this is Dawson's Creek. So this is the first season. I'm only going to read the back for the first season, but I will go over these special features because I'm not going to go, just like any of these, I'm not going to go through a lot. I have seen only a few episodes of this series myself, but it's one of the ones that put James Van Der Beek on the map. It's their manual there. So those of you who like Dawson's Creek fans, you can see that's in the collection. So how many of y'all are big fans of this show? Let me know in the comments. Kevin Williamson, the Scream movie series I Know What You Did Last Summer, created this engaging drama which chronicles a group of young friends' passage from adolescence to young adulthood in a small coastal town. Based on Williamson's own experiences growing up, Dawson's Creek focuses on 15-year-olds Dawson and Joey, so it's Van Der Beek and Katie Holmes, who have been friends since they were 5 and are trying to cope with the way their friendship is changing now that their hormones are raging. Add to the mix of their friend Pacey, by Joshua Jackson, and the new girl from town, Jen, Michelle Williams. And you can count on extra twists to the drama in an already turbulent times. Filmed in location, Wilmington, Durham, and Raleigh, North Carolina. Wilmington is a cool location. The first season marks the beginnings of the unforgettable journey that explores the agony and the ecstasy of teenage life. Can the kids of Dawson's Creek really grow up without growing apart? Watch and find out. So special features contains the complete first season, digitally remastered, full screen presentation, English audio. Okay, I'm going to skip all the basic stuff like that. It's not even included in most recent releases. Commentary by Kevin Williamson and Paul Stupin. Retrospective feature, Dawson's Creek from day one, season 1 time capsule, link to the official Dawson's Creek website, and the episode selection. You can select episodes. You can tell how early this was released in DVD life cycle. So, of course, we have complete second season over here. There's like a nice picture there. Okay, let's take a look at the bookie book. There we go. Got $5 rebate for Dawson's Creek, and of course a catalog. I know. It's kind of interesting how some of these series, I mean, Larry Sanders Show, Designing Women, Married with Children. Yep. This is 80s and 90s. So this particular season does have some special features. New music selected by the executive producer. Yep. So remember when they had that letter with Daria? It's the same basic thing. You've got these. I mean, it was too expensive to release it with the original music, so they had to come up with new music that cost them less to add to this. There's not a ton of special features on that one. Season 3, kind of a cool like evening motif on that. So of course you got there the discs, a lot of discs, and there we go. Yeah. Another one of these little catalogs, and this one, we do have a couple of bonus features of note. Let's see here. We got commentaries on select episodes with executive producer Paul Stupin and Kerr Smith. Web link to create your own Dawson's Creek soundtrack. An interactive tour of Cape Side. So, you know, some pretty cool stuff on that. And again, I guess it would be like that, yeah. Again, it's done like that. Oh well. So next up is Dawson's Creek, the 4th season. Yeah, sure. You would expect a lot of these in this. If we can get it open. There we go. There it goes. So there we are. Of course. You get these nice. Is there another $5 off Dawson's Creek? Which is pretty much done with. Whew. Yes. Special features. Some previews. Includes the theme song Run Like Mad by James Arden from the International Opening theme song, and a trivia game as well as some more commentary. Woohoo! Alright, we got season 5 here. Alright, so we're going to try and get to where you can. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, it's hard to get it because the light kind of reflects off of the white. I'm not even sure how many seasons this show went, so I couldn't tell you whether this is all completed or not. I could look it up afterwards, though. as you can see. Again, little booklet. Whew. I had to kind of do it at an angle. And of course one of these again. I might try and look at changing the lighting here. Let me see something real quick. Let's see. You can see the lighting here. I'm going to try and move it a little bit into the less bright. Let's see how that looks. Does that look any better to you? No, still a little bit too, but I don't know. It's a little bit better because I can see that now. Well, we'll see. Doesn't have to be all the way up. Alright. So, we're done with Dawson's Creek, so let's move back into my own personal collection here. And now one, I admit, I got the season 1 as a freebie, or 2 episodes from season 1 as a freebie with another show I liked. And then I got hooked off of those 2 episodes, so I guess that little bonus disc did its job. And that is for Dexter. I've got the complete series of Dexter, so we'll be going through this one set at a time. But I really liked this series. For the most part, throughout all but like maybe the last 2 seasons, I thought it was great. I even got a Showtime subscription just to check this out. So this one actually does have stuff, as you can see, written on the back of this episode guide. I'm just going to show off both of these real quick. As you can see, the disc art. Right there. And then we've got our disc 2 here. Again, disc art. This one has the episodes on that side. It's always much longer when you got all this stuff to go through. All the ones on that side. So again, much like the Dawson's Creek, I'm only going to really read the description for the first season. This one was the Ice Truck Killer, I believe, which was a great villain. I think this was a great kickoff for the series. Led by amazing performance by Emmy-nominated actor Michael C. Hall for 6 Feet Under, Dexter is one of the most critically acclaimed must-see television shows of the year. No other crime drama you've seen before. This horrifying and intoxicating DVD includes all 12 Season 1 episodes and a host of delightfully twisted features. So the features on this include Academy of Blood, Killer Course, Witnessed in Blood, a true murder investigation, 2 free episodes of Showtime set series Brotherhood, free episodic download of The Tudors, the first 2 chapters of Dexter in the Dark, the newest Dexter novel. Yes, this is based off of a novel series. A friend of mine actually has read all of them. Good for them. 2 audio commentaries by cast and producers, and much more. Let me see if they have them listed on the... There's that much more, and then you gotta figure it out, you know. It just says much more. So there's a lot to digest on this, and Showtime's pretty good about trying to get you hooked on their other series, so you can usually get a few episodes for free of other series they've got on there. So let's take a look at season 2. Again, a really good season. I enjoyed most of these seasons. It peaked, though I can't remember what season it was that it peaked at. But this one was very interesting because it showed how dark the character is. Because Dexter is one of these people, supposedly with antisocial personality, where he has the ability empathizing with humanity. And he tries to justify his existence through committing these kind of vigilante-style murders of individuals who the justice system lets get away with, well, sometimes murder. He does these thorough investigations and then goes after him. So it's a serial killer that kills bad guys. He tries to become a well-adjusted serial killer, but it's not necessarily successful. This was a very popular series. Matter of fact, this is how I discovered, what was it, Donovan or whatever it was. It was a little thing, you get a Dexter bobblehead. So special features on this one is the second season episode, more Brotherhood episodes via eBadge technology, which is a Michael C. Hall podcast and Michael C. Hall interview. First 2 episodes of The Tudors, Season 2, Californication, Season 1, and more. Again, they love putting episodes of other shows on their releases. So this is a pretty cool 3rd season cover, isn't it? I like that red. Because, he's a blood spatter analyst, so of course the red comes in handy. I really want to get that one that looks like the blood slides, because he uses these, he basically, as any serial killer, he keeps trophies, and his trophies are little blood slides of each of his victims. So disc art kind of fell by the wayside after season 1. I mean, you can see. I don't know if any of y'all want to see the insides of these, like the backings with the episodes on them. Let me know. But otherwise, I think I'll just go without doing them. There's no point in it. It's just episode summaries. If there was a lot of pictures and artwork, I would most definitely show them off. Hey, look. Little postcard for Dexter. $25 cash back. Ooh. Yeah, advertising to get Showtime. So this 3rd season, let's see here. Just looking to see if there is a. I can never quite catch it. Oh, no, it's next season that was where it peaked. The first 2 episodes of United States of Tara, Season 1. Plus, unlock additional bonus features on your PC. Interviews with Michael C. Hall, Julie Bentz, Jennifer Carpenter, Lauren Valise, and David Zayas. First 2 episodes of The Tudor Season 3. Dexter by Design, book excerpts, and more. This is back when every computer had a DVD drive. Many of you are like, well, there's no point. Everything's digital now. Well, this was the point. You could watch stuff on your computer like this. It wasn't all digital back in the day. Oh, $34.99, really. Best Buy. Now, this is where I think the series peaked, which is the 4th season, because it had John Lithgow in it, and he played a really amazing bad guy. He was probably one of the best bad guys that Dexter had in the series. And you can see a little bit. I'll take this off of here so that you can see the picture there. And the disc art is, well, there's none, sadly. They're kind of different sides of the same coin. Yep, there he is again. Oh, there he is again with that, fork there. You're doing some grilling. It's really good at grilling. Some more Californication, Season 3, Episodes 1 and 2. Lock and Load, Season 1, Episode 1. Tutors, Season 4, Episode 1. Whew. And you can get on the computer and get Season 4 of Season 4, Episode 2 of The Tutors. Interview with Michael C. Hall and several others. Ooh. So again, I didn't consider this a terrible thing or a lot of these as bad seasons. The only one I really felt like was bad was the last season of this. It was still pretty watchable, but it was hard to get back from this. This was just the best that it could possibly get. So here is Season 5. Again, we got our art at the front and the back. Again, not really a lot of discard here, but as you can see, I like that like shadowy picture of Dexter's face on there. And again, it just shows the shadowy face again on this side with the picture of him here. There is a advertising for the board game right here. That's kind of cool. I like that. More Showtime advertising. Alright. It's weird that it's been a while since it's been off the air, but this is the 6th season. Let me see, is there anything? I mean, there's more episodes. Borgia's episodes, Californication episodes, interviews with Michael C. Hall and Jennifer Carpenter, C.S. Lee, Lauren Valise, Julia Stiles, James Renner, Desmond Harrington, Chip Johansson, and David Zayas. Reflections on Season 5, Julia Stiles. Alright. See again. I like that good blood. Again, not much on it. You can see this kind of reddish blood texture, but again, not very much in the way of discard. Sad. Makes me very sad. Again, another Showtime card. Homeland. Again, there you go. Have a killer day. I think you could get those cups too. Again, nothing huge. Alright, Season 7 of Dexter. This one was kind of boring. It had that new, like, kind of woman that he was seeing. She was kind of a killer herself, and I don't know. Just didn't have quite the life that the other seasons had. And maybe that's why the next season was its last season. This was kind of I mean, it had some decent intrigue, but not quite enough to keep me interested. Again, not really a lot of presentation on the inside. Then finally, Season 8, the last one. Not a lot of people were happy with how it ended. I've heard talk that there may be a movie in the future. It's just, I don't know. I kind of fell off of this. You know, there's not much to this. There's in the insert you can see down there it says, you know, I'm just the blood guy. Again, the disc art, or lack of. Oh, yeah, did I go with the Season 7? I mean, Ray Donovan pilot episode, that was starting up towards the end of this. Borgia Season 2, Episode 1 and 2, biographies. House of Lies Season 1, Episodes 1 and 2. A lot of their special features on these are like just episodes of their other series. There's another quote on the back. I was trying to catch a serial killer. If it's okay with everyone here, I'd like to get back to that. Yeah. Again, one of the bigger conflicts throughout is that people try to hunt him down. And he really gets kind of ousted at the end of this one. So, from Cop Killer featurette, Dexter Season 8 Behind the Scenes, Season 8 Episode 1 with the creators, Episode 2 directed by Michael C. Hall, Episode 3 dissecting a scene from Episode 4 with the creators, Ray Donovan Season 1 Episodes 1 and 2, and then additional content, again, only if your PC has a DVD drive. House of Lies Season 2 Episode 1 and 2, Borgia Season 3 Episode 1 and 2, Californication Season 6 Episode 1 and 2, and Ray Donovan Season 1 Episodes 1 and 2. So, if you like that sort of thing, Whew, that's a lot of Dexter. Well, we're done with that. And now, we're on to the entire Dick Van Dyke Show, which is a bit of a different series right there. It's kind of cool. It's got a lot of episodes, though. So I'm just going to run through all these real quick, and I'll read the back. So you got the Season 1. I love that they restored this, and they did a beautiful job restoring this show. It's a classic. As you can see on the back sides, there's just episode summaries, but that's kind of cool. I'm going to run through the disc art. You can see them dancing. It's a black and white show, but they like these colorized photos of the characters. I actually really like this set. It's a fairly solid set. Season 2. Again, the disc art is not that different. It's just each disc and the same picture on the back. Just kind of sad there. That's Season 3. Is it the same disc art? Same disc art, just with a pinkish tint. Bad. You need good disc art. I believe disc art is important. There's not as much love anymore for these. Again, you see that same old disc art. And then the final season, the 5th one. It's amazing how many episodes. They have like 30 some episodes on these. Just like different tinted colors, just nothing, there. Let's talk about it. Welcome to one of TV's funniest couples ever let into your living room. Winner 15 Emmy Awards, The Dick Van Dyke Show is consistently ranking among the top TV comedies of all time, with renowned for its top-notch cast and stellar writing. Now enjoy each episode in pristine high definition, direct from 35mm negatives for the very first time. This was a huge hit back when it was on. I think it was in the 60s when this ran. Maybe late 50s. Let's see here. So, Blu-ray features. We have these TV Academy tribute to Carl Reiner, featuring Dick Van Dyke, George Clooney, Gary Shandling, Ray Romano, Brad Garrett, Paul Reiser, Rose Marie, Larry Matthews, and more. 50th anniversary Q&A with Dick Van Dyke, Carl Reiner, and Gary Marshall. It May Look Like a Walnut color test. Dick Van Dyke appearance on the Danny Kaye Show. Mary Tyler Moore appearance in the Danny Kaye Show with Danny Thomas Show. And the Danny Thomas Show. Kick the Habit radio spot featuring Dick Van Dyke. Safety Council reel. Audio commentaries with Carl Reiner, Dick Van Dyke, and many more. Heads of Family original series pilot. Making of It May Look Like a Walnut. Rare rehearsal footage. Interviews with the cast and producers. Original commercials with the cast. Original network promo spots, photo galleries, and much more. So this, to me, was well worth the purchase price, getting it. I love the Dick Van Dyke Show. I watched it a lot on Nick at Night when I was in college. I did a lot of Nick at Nighting when I was in college. Obviously, I didn't see it as it aired, but still, it was fun. So, remember the 1948 show? I know you don't, but we also have its kind of sister show, Do Not Adjust Your Set, which was another kind of pre-Python Monty Python show with Eric Idle, Terry Jones, Michael Palin, David Jason, and Dennis Coffey. So you got to see a lot of the other Pythons in the other show. And this one is a cute show. I really enjoyed it. This one is not broken like the other one's disc is. The art's not, spectacular. It comes with this little book. So if you're more of a... See, it even has the 1948 show on there. It was a nice little sketch comedy show. It was not. And you see you got the other little map of the Pythons. But still, it was a cute little show. More of a for people who really love Monty Python. Otherwise, it's alright at best. Tea Time, 1968. In millions of homes in Great Britain, something strange was happening, and TV comedy around the world would never be the same. Do not adjust your set, hitting audiences like a wet fish in the face. It was weird, wonderful, and hilarious. Do Not Adjust Your Set combined the writing and performance skills of Eric Idle, Terry Jones, and Michael Palin, added a dash of David Jason, and a dollop of legendary Bozo Dog Doo-Dah, and a hint of Terry Gilliam. Feast your eyes on the madness and discover how something completely different began. It also has the 9 episodes of... Well, it has the 9 episodes and a tree booklet. Includes new interviews from Terry Jones and Tim Brooke Taylor. And, the Pythons are dying off. We got 2 of them down. And it's kind of sad, but it is good to have this. Alright, next up. Domo, Volume 1. This is all of Domo that was released on physical. Domo was really popular. It was like this doll that was extremely popular for a while. It was a Japanese stop-action series, and I enjoyed what I saw of this. I got this at 7-Eleven. They had a whole bunch of Domo promos and cups. It was just this cute little trinket. And it says Volume 1, like there were a lot of other volumes out there. There might have been. Does anybody have the access to the complete series? Let me know. I'm curious. It has a little raised. It's kind of raised, and you can have a little felt on there. Oh, I should read on the back. Who is Domo? Where did he come from? Nobody really knows, other than he is a strange, open-mouthed creature that hatched from an egg. Domo loves watching TV, rocking out on his guitar, and eating everything except apples. Domo's curiosity usually lands him into some sort of trouble, but his friends easily forgive him because of his pure heart. Get ready to experience everything there is to know about the Japanese phenomenon Domo. Join Domo and all of his friends, Mr. Usagi, Tashihana, Bear Boy, and Hungry Bear in a compilation of their many adventures. Be careful, though. When Domo gets upset, he is known to let out explosive farts. And it also has the Domo Animation Challenge winning videos. Like I say, this was very popular in the United States for like a second. So this next one, which was not popular for only a second, and that was Downton Abbey. Now you can see it's kind of a flashy cover. This is the complete series. Well, it was. Until we found out that the series is going to be starting up again. So it comes in giant sets. I used to have like individual sets, but then I decided just to upgrade to all of it. I watched all of them right before watching the movie, just so I could prepare. This is the season 5 and 6 one. Let's see if that one has good art. It's got some different art on these, which is good. No inside cover art, but I prefer the disc art because you can lose the covers, but you never lose the other here. Yep, there it goes. There's season 3 and 4. I mean, this really was a spectacular show. I felt like it kind of fell off around this time. I mean, it wasn't as good, but it still was a reasonably decent show for drama. In season 1 and 2, this was when everybody loved it. There was no falling out of love with it in those seasons. It was just purely excellent. It comes with this little PBS insert. You can see the first there. I'd love to see like kind of a prequel series, because these manor houses are fascinating. Just the way that they interact with the servants and the noblemen in there. Very upstairs, downstairsy. Alright, let's see here. Savor all 6 seasons of the multi-award winning hit series in this complete collection with 52 episodes from over 5 hours of brand new bonus video. This is all the splendor, romance, desire, and heartbreak, scandal, and rumor that Downton Abbey viewers across the globe have grown to love. So bonus features include Story of Downton Abbey, 7 character documentaries, Downton Abbey's creators' favorite scenes, 9 supercuts, Great Houses with Julian Fellows, The Manners of Downton Abbey, and more Manners of Downton Abbey. Fun series. Last series that we're talking about today is Drawn Together. This was a Comedy Central show, if you haven't been able to tell by all the branding on there. I do like how this thing, it just slides out and you can see the little part where they're showering on there. So of course you've got the same disc here. It's kind of like reality TV show with cartoon characters from various areas. And there's not really anything there, but the disc art is there. There's disc 1 right there. You can see the stuff there, and it's the cover photo right there. This disc has fallen out. Oop. You can see that right there. Yeah. It's done in an adult way. I'm kind of conflicted about it, honestly. I mean, there's some of this I do like and still enjoy, but the humor is kind of just that base humor that used to get a lot of love and a lot of laughs, but it's not really all that smart. This is season 2. A little lenticular there. Back there. Oh, before I get I guess season 1, let me read it. It's Drawn Together, the show that finally answers the question which has plagued mankind from the beginning of time. Can cartoon characters coexist peacefully? Drawn Together's TV's first animated reality show follows the exploit of 8 characters from across the animated universe living together in a house with thousands of cameras and limited access to booze, hot tubs, and hand grenades. You'll soil your pants and delight as you witness the entertaining and morally deplorable exploits of the mystery-solving musician, the superhero, the fat chick, and many, many more. By which we mean 5 more. Of course, like the others, the music had to kind of be cut because of the costs involved. But we also have audio commentary by cast and creators, deleted scenes, censored and uncensored game, 4 never between scene segments, and karaoke sing-along. I want to say that this was like in the early 2000s, for those of you who aren't as familiar with the time period, before we got into this series where anything and everything was offensive. It was in the opposite direction for the longest time, where they were going as hard as possible to offend because people were not that easily offended, so you had to just kind of like go all the way. Now you can just go like 1 inch over and everybody's offended. So I don't know, it just kind of swung in the different direction, pendulum way, than it is now. So season 2 had audio commentary, karaoke sing-along, potentially annoying commentary, on commentary and behind-the-scenes interviews. So, there's disc 2 of that. Again, they got some kind of good, cool art there with the episodes. And I do like that they have disc art there. Of course, you got your, bring 'em home on DVD. I loved Insomniac. It is just, it's just really sad that they didn't do a lot of releases for that series. It really was. I mean, that's kind of cool, like old school release stuff. And there's that first disc again. That motif. It did get some popularity. It even managed to get like a direct-to-video movie. Which was kind of cool. There we go. Alright, and then the final season, season 3. Karaoke, old network promos, and audio commentary. Little baby characters there. Yeah, this is a show I really don't think could have survived in today's society. And whether it should, I don't know. But I was like kind of young adultish during the time this came out. I was in my 20s. So it was kind of thrown my way. Well, that's it. That's all for this time. Hope you've enjoyed this look into, well, everything there. If you've enjoyed this, of course, click on that like button, subscribe if you want more, and of course, comment if you've enjoyed this. And we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.